Ta-da! Hey folks, how's it going? My name is Eduardo, and we're gonna brew some coffee. So if you're tuning in, today we're brewing a very, very special coffee. This is gonna be Colombia Geisha Santa María. It's a very special release that we had just recently. We released it on the 14th. And a few of you were able to get it, snag a bag. We appreciate you guys for doing that. And today we're going to brew it up. We're going to talk a little bit about the coffee itself and the process of it, also where it comes from. And we will also be enjoying some coffee today. So this is the coffee we're brewing up. And I'll let more people tune in just a couple of seconds. We'll get started. Thanks. All right, my friends, hopefully you are tuned in and ready. See who's in here now. Let us know where you're from and in the comment section, and we're gonna get started. So today we're brewing this very special and beautiful coffee, Colombia Santa María Geisha, right? And it's we're not gonna get into if it's geisha or geisha, because we could have a whole debate on that. That's one of the things that's hugely debated in the coffee community and for coffee enthusiasts and everybody. We will talk about that. This coffee is very special, right? The cultivar that is used is originally from Ethiopia, right? It comes from the Geisha village in Ethiopia, and that coffee made its way to Panama back in the 1950s. It was part of a study, and from this study, they started planting it in Panama first exclusively, and then from there, this varietal cultivar went on to Costa Rica and then Colombia. And now a lot of places in Latin America grow this cultivar that was originally from Ethiopia, from Geisha village. So in order for this coffee to provide a good coffee, it requires a lot of love and care, and a lot of that is how you treat the plant, how you cut it, how you water it. All those things are very important for to make this coffee as special as it is, and also roasting it, right? How we roast this coffee, also gives it the beautiful profile that it is, right? These types of coffees that are super special are typically really expensive from other roasters, and what we are providing is the same great quality, but at a value for customers that can actually enjoy it. So we're really excited about this coffee. I hope that if you have it yourself at home and you've tried it already, you know how amazing this coffee is. I just cracked it open, and it smells amazing. So these types of coffees, they're very delicate, right? They're not those bold coffees that sometimes we're used to, but this is a very delicate coffee, has a very floral aroma, and it tends to be really kind of tea-like, sometimes fruity as well. And this one in particular here, it's very, very, has those characteristics, but it's also very balanced. It has some also beautiful light chocolate undertones in the actual flavor itself. But what we're looking for here is to bring out those fruit-forward flavors, right? This coffee has flavors like cherry, passion fruit. In it is like the flavors of the notes of it. So we're really excited to brew it up. We're gonna get started. The way we're brewing it today is going to be with the Chemex, right? This is a device that is very beautiful, and it was created back in the 1940s, and it's still around today. So this is a lot of people use this at home and also at coffee shops as well. It's a very beautiful device to use. What we're going to be using today is 15 grams of coffee and 300 grams of water. I'm doing a small recipe because it's only one person, me, that's going to consume it right now. If I was doing this for two people, we would double that up, right? We would go 30 grams of coffee and 500 milliliters of water. So hopefully I said that right. Yeah, 500. So I'm actually doing 15 grams, 250 water. Yeah. So here we go. So I'm setting up 15 grams, and I'm going to show you how beautiful this coffee looks in its whole bean form. It's a very beautiful color. Hopefully you're getting all that there. And it smells beautiful. Very, very light and delicate aromas. Also smells like fresh pastry. So really awesome. And I brought my home setup in today, right? So back here behind me, I'm going to be using a Baratza grinder. It's a bird grinder, along with a gooseneck kettle for my hot water, and just my coffee filters for the Chemex itself. So I'm going to grind it up for you guys. So the grind size that we're going for here is something similar to, I guess, a little bit finer than kosher salt. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. Hopefully you can see it there. Oh, and I'll also put some here on this filter that makes it stand apart just a bit. So you can kind of see the granules there. So we got that going. We got our grams of coffee, 15. I'm gonna grab my filter. And these filters, they could be tricky if you're using them for the first time. So this is what the filter looks like if it's unfolded. It's folded as a square. And originally there's 4 parts to it, right? I don't know if you guys can kind of see that there. But there's 4 parts. You want to take 3 of those parts and put them on one side. So you end up with the 3 papers being on one and just a single on the other. You're gonna pop that into your vessel with the 3 papers on the spout, like so. And we're gonna wet the paper filter, and we're also gonna preheat the Chemex with the hot water. What also makes this coffee very special for us here in Mayorga is that this coffee is produced by the women of Finca Santa María in Colombia. The coffee comes from about 40 women producers that work year-round, and they're producing this coffee. They're producing other coffees that have different processes that have a wide variety of undertones to them that range from fruity and floral to more mellow and mild tones like chocolate and nuttiness as well. So there a lot of the women in that area, prior to becoming part of Finca Santa María and this project coming together, for them was there wasn't not a lot of opportunities for them, especially in coffee. And Miller Munoz, who is the operator of Finca Santa María, she made this project happen. Her and Oscar made this project happen, and now there's a lot of women in the area that have the opportunity to to provide for their families, and most of these women are head of household as well. So, back 1 second. All right, friends, and we're back. So we got our 15 grams of coffee right in here. I'm gonna put them right inside this this filter, tap it out. I'm gonna give it a little shake because I want this coffee to be nice and flat. I want the bed to be flat for this coffee. And I got my hot water here using a gooseneck kettle, and I'm gonna evenly distribute the water nice and slow so that we don't disturb the coffee, and this is going to give us a really nice and beautiful flavor for the coffee. The filter for Chemex is typically thicker than normal, so you're going to have a lot more water contact with the coffee itself. So you want your coffee to be on that coarser side, kind of like similar to kosher salt, because the water is going to stick longer with the coffee. They're going to hang out longer together. So we want to make sure that it's not too fine, because if it's too fine, it's going to take forever for the water to drip through, and we're going to get just a really pungent and not so desired flavors coming through, right? In our case here, we want to make sure we focus on those beautiful notes. So we pour nice and slow. We use the right grind size, and I'm also using a scale back here to keep me accurate, right? This is this one's sitting on a scale, but I'm using a scale back here for measurements. You don't have to use one, right? If you have an eyeball method down and you feel comfortable with it, by all means, go for it. We want coffee to be really inclusive, and we want you to enjoy what you're having. If you're going for repeatability, using a scale is definitely going to be key. So right now, the coffee is just dripping through nice and slow. We have a nice flat bed building up. And we also have a series of pours that we're doing here, right? This, what I can do is 4 pours. And each pour is in stages, right? Our first pour is about 50 grams. Our second pour is about another 100 to bring us up to 150. And then the third pour takes us up to 50 more grams to equal 200. And our last pour is another 50 to finish. What I do is I just give this a little gentle swirl to make sure that all my grounds are getting contact with water, right? Yeah, so this coffee here, like I was saying, it's typically, this varietal, this cultivar of geisha, it goes for a lot of money, and it's because it requires a lot of resources, but also I think there's a lot of good marketing behind it, right? But we were able to provide this beautiful coffee at a great price for our consumers, and we're going to continue to do these limited coffee releases. So stay tuned for the next one for sure that's coming out. I'm not going to give any dates because it's going to be a little surprise, but make sure you stay tuned. Follow us on Instagram. Subscribe here to our YouTube channel. And yeah, so I'm going to remove the filter now. I want you to see what I ended up with. There's a nice little flat coffee bed down there at the bottom. And then we have the beautiful taste of coffee here. So I swirl it around because when you brew coffee, not all parts are equal that are coming down, right? So you want all those flavors to combine and just have a good time together, party it up inside the Chemex. So yeah, that's what we have there, just the flavors partying it up. I swirl it around a couple times, make sure that all those beautiful flavors incorporate together. And here comes the official taste. Grab my little cupping bowl here. I'm just gonna focus there. So you'll notice too that this coffee has a really like amber color, right? It's you can see there, it's really light in color. And that's also because of the roast type that we gave this coffee, right? This coffee is a light medium, focusing more on those beautiful fruity aroma, fruity flavors to come through. So let's give it a shot here. It's good. Talking to my friends on the other side of the window here. So what I'm getting here is just a nice, beautiful cup full of these the floral cherry undertones to it, right? It's really nice and light, but the Chemex really brings out these delicate flavors in it, right? I'm getting a little hints of the passion fruit. The cherry is definitely coming through, and we're also getting just a really well-rounded flavor of nice chocolatiness as well. And this is another treat as well, right? As your coffee cools, it's also going to bring out more of those fruity flavors and undertones to it, right? The acidity of it really presents itself, and I'm not talking about this bad acidity that might give you acid reflux or things like that. No, this acidity is perceived acidity, um, and it's one that it will present itself, in the form of a fruit type of acidity. It could be similar to apples. It could be similar to oranges, stone fruit. It could even have like a soda type of feel to it as well. But in this case here, we're getting fruit, and that's all part of the plant itself, right? When this coffee is growing at the elevation it grows at, because geisha grows at much higher elevations than regular coffee. So it takes longer to cultivate, right? The plant itself is taking longer to receive, oxygen and to absorb the nutrients of the soil and to bring out, the flavors that it's going to have, right? Sometimes people ask, hey, I see the flavors in the back. Do you guys flavor that coffee that way? No, these particular coffees, they're all natural notes that come out during when the plant is growing, and then how the roaster chooses to roast that coffee. So we chose to focus on those really beautiful notes of a geisha because it's a very special coffee, and the results are fantastic, right? If you've had a chance to brew this coffee yourself, if you have it at home, go ahead and throw some comments down. Let us know what you think. If there's any questions, please go ahead and add them to the live chat. But like I said, this coffee, it's grown by really amazing people from Colombia and the Santander region. The project has been going on for about 6 years, and we've been working with them for a period of time, and we really enjoy the relationship that we have with them. It's a really close connection, and we look forward to having more longer relationships, and building this with them. We also have other coffees that we're going to be presenting from them in this limited series, so stay tuned. And yeah, let's see what the fourth sip does here. Oh wow, wow! So right now, it is. It kind of tastes like punch. It's very punchy right now. It's a coffee that is really beautiful. I'm getting a lot of peach notes coming out of it right now. So there's many different types of coffees, right? There's also things that you can do to the coffee to manipulate it, right? So most coffees that we drink as consumers, they're wash coffees, which means that the coffee is picked, depulped, it's washed, and then it's dried, and then the roasters get it to roast it, right? The other types of coffees that are out there too are there's some that are called a natural process coffee, which the coffee cherry is picked and it's left to dry in the cherry itself. And then after a period of time, then it gets, depulped, but it doesn't get washed. It doesn't get a washing. So those sugars, you really stick to it. This coffee here is a washed coffee, but it has a lot of nuances of it not being a washed coffee. And that's when you know that the coffee is really special, when it has this flavor to it without having to do a process to add sugars to it from the cherry itself. So yeah, this is a very beautiful coffee. I hope you guys enjoy this coffee with me. Again, the recipe for one person: 15 grams of coffee, 250 milliliters of water. If you're doing it for 2 people, double that up. 3 people, triple that up. And then if it's 4 people, let me come through because I want to have some coffee with you. So hope you folks enjoyed, and we'll see you on the next one. Salud!